Another wet day in the metro area today. On and off rain, even some small hail.
It is snowing in the mountains. This was I-70 near Vail Pass earlier today. And here's a time lapse of the snow at Aspen Snowmass. At one point, they picked up about 6 inches of snow. How about that?
That's no joke for a little May snowstorm, Kathy.
No, it isn't.
Springtime in Colorado, isn't it fun? We call that forecasting fun, by the way, too. From tornadoes to hail to torrential rain to snow. That is May and early June. But tonight it's calm, it's quiet. That big, beautiful moon is about 98% full and will be full in a couple of days, and we're going to enjoy a nice break from the severe thunderstorms and the heavy rain. We're still tracking those showers on the eastern plains tonight. Tomorrow will be warmer. We're headed toward 80 with sunshine on Thursday. Here's your rain showers moving quickly into Nebraska and Kansas, but still coming down Fort Morgan up to Sterling, down to Lyman, out to Burlington, and some light snow showers over the elevated terrain. We may still see a brief shower here in Denver yet tonight. Not quiet and completely calm as of yet, but just be prepared. There may be a few sprinkles. These storms have dropped a quick inch and a half of rain as they have moved across the urban corridor and out into eastern Colorado. The severe weather threat remains east of us for now, and we will see clearing skies tonight and lots of sunshine for you as we head into your Wednesday. I'm going to detail the timing of all of it. Plus, we'll check that radar again in just a few minutes.
How about that? That's the hailstorm that blew through eastern Colorado last night. Viewer took this video at the Cobblestone Inn in Ray in Yuma County. They saw baseball-sized hail. People in Yuma itself spent the day cleaning up. Yuma County Emergency Management says last night's storm did more widespread damage than the tornado that Yuma saw last year. County leaders in the National Weather Service are still surveying the damage. Over at the Harvest Motel, the owners there say they count 16 windows blown out by the storm last night, and it caused some minor flooding throughout the motel.
And when it finally hit is when we didn't expect it. It started breaking windows instantly when the hail hit. So everybody was backed away the windows. We didn't expect it to hit this hard.
Most of the businesses and so forth here in town are minus windows, and as you can see, that it's going to be a long recovery for most of us because it just literally beat the hell out of us.
Sweet dog. County leaders say no one unknown was seriously hurt. They said that a driver did crash into a cow in the middle of the storm. The person is okay. No word on the cow. Yuma County says people living out there should keep an eye on their social media pages for details on a tree debris drop-off site coming soon. They're also encouraging folks to be cautious of scammers out there targeting homeowners dealing with damage.
Part of that same system that dropped damaging hail on Yuma County produced deadly tornadoes across the Midwest today. This is video from the town of Greenfield, Iowa, southwest of Des Moines. Homes and businesses destroyed, trees toppled over cars, they were smashed, and debris stretches for miles. Iowa State Patrol confirms there were deaths and at least a dozen people were injured, but did not release numbers. We are following the story and we'll keep you posted. Remember, you can keep track of any weather alerts on the go. Just download the 9 News app or stream us on 9 News Plus.
A former Aurora police officer is accused of sending inappropriate texts to a female student at Aurora Central High School.
9 News reporter Lauren Scafidi is here. And Lauren, he was a school resource officer at the time.
Yeah, we know of at least one girl who says she exchanged texts with this former officer. I spoke with her mother today and she asked to remain anonymous, but she did tell me that their family has moved 2 times because of this incident.
My daughter had reached out to the SRO at her high school for some support for some harassment that she was receiving.
The text between a student and a school resource officer started innocently enough.
Over the course of less than 24 hours, he went from trying to be helpful to inappropriately texting her.
Last October, the student reached out to the Aurora Central High SRO Ajid Nediji, known as DJ. She said a boyfriend at the time was threatening to spread inappropriate images of her. Several messages from the SRO raised red flags for the girl's mother, who asked us to remain anonymous.
Don't tell anybody we're talking. How dare you? Don't tell other police officers that we're talking. Don't, download this app for you to talk to me. Talking about her undergarments and all of that. All of those are completely inappropriate.
The girl's mother says these texts are particularly disturbing coming from an officer.
Completely disgusted and disappointed, and you trust that the people that are in these positions are good people.
The Arapahoe County DA charged DJ with 3 misdemeanor counts of official misconduct for incidents that happened between March and October of last year. It's unclear if there's more than one victim.
It just kind of shows you that it can happen at any time, anywhere.
The girl's mother is thankful her daughter spoke up.
Thank God, she did. I'm super proud of her.
And hopes others will do the same.
So maybe this will give them that push to have a conversation if they've experienced that, 100%.
Aurora PD told the state in October the SRO resigned while under investigation. In March, the state pulled his certification so he can no longer serve as a police officer in Colorado. Live in the studio, Lauren Scafidi, 9 News.
Broomfield police say that they've arrested a man accused of committing several crimes in a stolen county maintenance truck. Police say 35-year-old Paris Shannon took the truck from the Cheyenne Arapahoe Park near Florida and Parker. Surveillance video shows that marked Arapahoe County truck scraping the side of an SUV in downtown Denver near Coors Field. He's accused of committing other crimes in Broomfield before police found that truck close to where it was first taken. Police say Shannon's wanted on several charges, including motor vehicle theft, burglary, and stalking.
The University of Denver is threatening to clear an encampment of pro-Palestinian protesters on campus tonight. We have a live look at the area right now. You can see a crowd has gathered there. Late tonight, the university sent an email to students saying DU's chancellor met with people from the encampment today, asked them to clear the area voluntarily by 9. It's a little after 9 right now. The crowd has gathered. We've been told that the crowd is growing in numbers, people showing up to see what happens. It's not clear really what's going to happen next. We do have a crew there. We'll keep you updated on all the developments on the DU campus. This comes after school officials say someone used a fake emergency call as a distraction while someone else vandalized a building at DU. Someone threw red paint on the doors of the engineering and computer science building yesterday. They also wrote the words Lockheed Martin on the brick. For the most part, crews were able to clean it up today. University spokesperson said whoever did this may have called in a false shooting to divert the attention of campus security. They say a bogus call was made from one of the nearby blue light emergency phones before the vandalism was discovered. Campus safety says whoever made that false report could be charged.
The Colorado Republican Party is calling for all parents to remove their kids from public schools. The far-right faction leading the state GOP says Democrats are using schools to, quote, turn more kids trans. The state party sent out a mass email today urging families to leave public schools. The GOP is upset about a recently passed bill requiring public schools to use students' preferred name, whether or not the student had a legal name change. Colorado Republicans have embraced new hard right leadership after blowout losses in statewide races in 2022.
Parents in the Poudre School District are breathing a big sigh of relief today. The school board voted last night to stop talks of school closures after massive pushback.
9 News reporter Rachel Krause explains what is next for that district and what some parents hope to see.
All right, let's go.
Just outside Johnson Elementary,
Follow everyone, go down the hill.
parents joined their kids for a ride. This bike parade was scheduled in protest against Poudre's planned school consolidation. Now it feels like a victory lap.
I am not the most emotional person, but there were definitely tears of joy last night.
Johnson PTO president and mom of 2, Kelly Steinway, watched closely last night as the board voted to pause those plans to close schools.
As the votes went, our hands just kept getting higher and higher for every person, and finally the last vote came in and the cheers erupted. It was such a feeling of relief, but also a little somber because we know that it's only buying us time.
Parents from Johnson, along with a number of other Poudre schools, had been pushing back on the proposed closing of schools for months.
And the speed of it just made me question a lot. There were a lot of red flags.
Emily Shockley with Poudre Schools says the board's vote will ensure no schools will close during the 2025 school year, giving the district more time to fully weigh what changes might be needed in the years to come.
I think the board just really wanted to be comfortable with the process, and so they wanted to take more time to research other possibilities. I think a lot of people in the community reached out with ideas, with thoughts, with things that they'd also like to consider. and they would like to possibly explore even the idea of a ballot measure.
Steinway says this vote will likely only kick these cuts and closure talks down the road for the district. But she says she and parents just want to see that all laid out clearly and more transparently when that time comes.
And we're adults. We realize if something has to happen, it's going to happen. But let's not make a rash decision about it. Let's look at the facts, consider all of the options, and is closing a school really worth it? If it is, then we're more adapt to take that as what we have to do. And if it's not, let's get creative.
Now, Shockley says to help make up for budgeting shortfalls, they're expecting to see some funding cuts in the district central office and to some schools for the upcoming school year. And they'll talk about what else needs to happen for the 2025-26 school year, including shifting some programs at an alternate high school to new facilities up in the fall. Rachel Krause, 9 News.
A commencement speech in Broomfield moves the crowd to tears.
And a super rare flower at CSU is set for a smelly, spectacular success.
Broomfield High School just celebrated their class of 2024, and their commencement speaker moved the crowd to tears.
9 News reporter Rhea Jha shows us how she made school history as the first person with Down syndrome to receive that honor.
As Broomfield High School seniors walked out in their caps and gowns, an arena full of proud parents eagerly waiting for the moment they spot their child in the sea of blue.
My wife and I looked at each other and we were like, oh my God, it's gonna happen. It's now.
I definitely knew that it would be real. Yeah, Jillian keeps it real all the time.
Yeah, I am graduating tonight. I got my cap. It basically fits, actually. Look at that.
Jillian Ball is a confident young woman.
Like that.
But when she was born, her parents, Alexis and David, didn't know what to expect.
The NICU doctor said words that are burned in our brain. Your daughter is showing several physical markers for trisomy 21, which is the medical term for Down syndrome. There was a lot of fear because we just didn't know what her journey was going to be like.
I got these things on my gown.
Jillian showed them they had nothing to fear.
If we knew then what we knew now, we would not have been as scared.
She has been really embraced by her community. She's done amazing things, and she's going to continue to.
When the school held tryouts for this year's commencement speaker, Jillian didn't even think twice.
Because I like to show people how great I am.
And she's jumping up and down. I tried out to be a speaker, and I was chosen.
My name is Jillian Ball.
Her speech is about showing gratitude through what she calls her thank you fours.
I am thankful for you accepting me for who I am.
So are you nervous?
No, I'm not. I think I just want to do it.
Join me in welcoming Jillian Ball to the stage for our final student commencement speech.
This is the moment Jillian has been waiting for.
I just need a minute to calm down.
You got it, girl.
Hello, class of 2024. We did it. When I was growing up, I learned that it is important to be thankful for the good stuff in life.
Her thank you fours coming from the heart.
To my family and friends.
You got it, girl.
You got it, Jillian.
Congratulations, class of 2024. And remember your thank you for us and just keep being awesome. It felt kind of awesome.
Jillian's message reached the people she's most thankful for.
You humble me. You are so amazing. I love you. I love you so much. Are you proud of yourself?
Oh, that's exceptional. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Power of community, right? Right, all about the support and love that she's wrapped around, you know, and then you could see it there in the crowd, and you know, just the feeling of her parents, all of that anxiety that they had, wondering what her life was going to be like, how that's melted away thanks to community.
They're so
and then
proud.
her accomplishments.
They're so proud.
Wonderful.
Hey, we all need a thank you force in the community. Good for Jillian reminding us of that. Jillian